In today's lesson, I'm sharing communication strategies to help you speak up in meetings so that you can speak your mind with confidence. If you're ready, let's get right to it. First of all, I'd like to remind you that it is super important to get into the right mindset. This is especially needed when we feel like we're faced with a daunting situation or we're nervous about communicating with someone. So let's go through the different steps that I have for you today. Step 1 is to challenge your current belief system. If you're nervous about speaking up in a meeting, your current belief system is probably such that you feel like you don't have anything of value to contribute to the conversation or the meeting, or maybe you've convinced yourself that you're not a good communicator. Worse yet, maybe you've got it in your head that no one will want to listen to anything you share. Hold up, let me stop you right there. Of course you have value to add. Of course you can contribute meaningfully to the conversation. It's just about figuring out what that is. You can be as good as a communicator as you want to be. It might take deliberate effort on your part, and there's time and energy that goes into taking you from an okay communicator to an outstanding communicator. But it is still very much possible. And people will want to listen to you. Most of the time, the best way to get people to listen to you is to tailor your message to the audience. So as you can see, it's absolutely essential to change and to challenge your pre-existing thoughts surrounding concepts you've previously internalized that are getting in the way of you confidently speaking up in meetings. If there's a negative feedback loop that's wreaking havoc on your self-esteem and your identity, then it's time to rewrite the narrative. If you need to assume a new professional identity, meaning decide that you're the person who's going to be confident and speak up in meetings, then do that. Find that new identity. Step 2, speak up early on. So contribute early on in the meeting. You remember how in school we had presentations to give and we could sign up to give the presentation early or later on, whatever time frame that they gave us, that the teacher gave us. Signing up to give the presentation early on alleviated the stress of dragging it out, and instead we just nipped it in the bud, right? If we signed up early for the presentation and just got it over with. Similar concept here. When given the chance to speak, take it. Seize that moment. If you are given the meeting agenda ahead of time, because sometimes they do send it out via email or people pass it around earlier in the day, then you might have a chance to look over the agenda items for the meeting. And this will be a lot easier to prep for. So in other words, knowing the topic ahead of time, ahead of the meeting, will allow you to think about the points that you'd like to make on the subject matter. So if you have the agenda or you know what's going to be discussed in the meeting, then you can prepare for it and you can alleviate some of the stress by knowing that you have time to prepare and then use that to speak earlier rather than later in the meeting. And step number 3, do the research. So if there's a situation that needs more attention, more information, or further investigation into a topic is required, then that is a perfect opportunity for you to take. By volunteering to do the research on a topic that needs attention, you're taking action. You're engaging with the follow-up, and you're already signing up essentially to present at the next meeting. So you already know how you're going to participate in the next meeting. And by default, you're going to have something to say and something of value to contribute based on the research you've done, based on the gaps that you're going to fill. By signing up to do the research and be the person to act on next steps, you are demonstrating that you care about the initiative, the project, the organization, the team, and the company at large. It makes you an invaluable member of that organization. And it'll most certainly get you those brownie points that you so deserve. So be on the lookout for finding next steps, for signing up and volunteering to do further research, to investigate something, to be present and participate in that way so that you can sign up already for the next meeting. Amazing. So there you have it. 3 ways to effortlessly start communicating with greater ease and confidence in meetings. You'll be able to not only speak up more effectively in meetings, but also have the confidence to speak your mind in professional group settings. All right, Explearners, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for joining me for this lesson. I'm so happy that you're here. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to give a big thumbs up if you're watching here on YouTube. And if you're listening to our podcast, then make sure to leave us a nice review. You can leave up to 5 stars. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you're more interested in reading this as a blog post, you can check out our transcript of this lesson, which can be found on our blog at explearning.co/blog. So be sure to check that out. And then while you're there, you can sign up for our newsletter. It's 100% free, and you're going to get all the latest and greatest, all of our lessons from us and anything interesting happening over here at Explearning, new web courses, new opportunities, anything of the sort. So I will see you in the next Explearning lesson where we're going to continue exploring together. Until then, keep up the awesome work, and I will see you very soon. Happy Explearning, everyone.